perspective to this conversation as we make attempts to join Kevin Asekome, a lawyer and human rights activist, joining in from the nation's capital. Hello, Mr. Kelvin. Good morning to you. Hello, Mr. Kevin. Can you hear us? Well, check that you're not muted at your own end, Mr. Kevin. Just check that on your connection on your screen there, you're not muted.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, welcome to the program. Season greetings.
Thank you very much.
Now, we have very little time on our hand. Can you make your position known on this matter? We've created a background to it, and I'm sure you're also following the development where the family has been hindered access to Mr. Farotimi.
Well, the hindering access to Mr. Farotimi is a violation of his fundamental rights. And we all know that it is not allowed. So what the family knows, they know what to do. They can bring an action against the law enforcement agency to either compel them to have access to him or maybe claim damages for breach of his fundamental rights. Well, having said that, the whole issue is very, I don't want to use the word laughable, but I think that is what it is, because the offense for which he is alleged to have been arrested is no longer an offense under the laws of Lagos State, because the new Lagos State penal law does not contemplate criminal defamation as an offense. And it is very clear, even to a layman who is well informed, that an offense that is not stated in writing you cannot be charged for that offense, because you have to know the particular offense for which you have been charged. This is your right. You have to know the particular offense for which you have been charged. And the Supreme Court, in the case of Aviomo against the state, stated it quite clearly that since the Lagos State penal law does not contemplate criminal defamation, nobody can be charged on that. But I wouldn't want to preempt the law enforcement agency, because what we know here is that he was arrested on allegations of criminal defamation. We don't know whether there are other charges that might be brought against him. But if the charge for which he was arrested is criminal defamation, and it's obvious that it's a non-issue, he cannot be tried under that particular law in Lagos State.
Now, having established that, Mr. Kevin, my question now is on the book he wrote, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. I don't know if you've gone through the book. In any way, does it capture some form of cyberbullying or defamation against Chief Afe Babalola? And if he is aggrieved, is the petition warranting an arrest outside where the crime was said to have been committed?
No, well, the issue is that when arrests can be made outside where the offense is committed, if the suspect, in this case, was found outside, he can be arrested and brought back to the jurisdiction where the offense was committed.
But in this case, he was in Lagos, arrested in Lagos and taken to Ekiti. So how do we explain this?
Well, it depends on where was the offense committed. Was it in Ekiti or in Lagos?
He said he published the book in Lagos. And the allegations he made against Chief Afe Babalola were allegations made on his activities based on his dealings in Lagos. So he sees no reason why he should be arrested and remanded in Ekiti.
It is a non-issue, because during the time of maybe when everybody was using the criminal code in the South, that would have been contemplated. But Lagos State has its own penal law now, apart from every other state in Nigeria. And so the issue of territorial jurisdiction now comes into play, because if the laws of Lagos State do not cover, you cannot use the law of Lagos State to try somebody in Ekiti. So I'm very surprised that he's being taken to Ekiti for any reason. Since the book was published in Lagos, the allegations were made in Lagos. And even what we're even saying, that it's not even a crime, it's just a civil tort that can be actionable by way of claiming damages. You cannot arrest and detain somebody for criminal defamation if it happened in Lagos.
In
That's
Lagos.
my take on the
All
issue.
right, Mr. Kevin, one
So
last
he's
question
being
because
taken
we're
to
fast
Ekiti is
running out of
strange to
time.
me
I don't know if
because
you've seen comments made by the Commissioner of Police in Ekiti State. He is defending the arrest and is not reneging on the position of the police in Ekiti in releasing Mr. Farotimi.
yeah, well, the police must always defend their position, whether rightly or wrongly. You understand? Because they have to justify whatever action they take to guard themselves against maybe damages when somebody files for fundamental right enforcement and all that. They have to justify their action. But in this case, there's nothing justifiable. In my opinion, there's nothing justifiable in being arrested in Lagos and taken to Ekiti, where no ingredient of the offense happened. If maybe he had written the book in Ekiti and published it in Ekiti, then came to Lagos and made some other statements against Chief Afe Babalola in this case, that would have, warranted them to say, okay, part of the offense was committed in Ekiti, so he should be tried in Ekiti because the criminal code, which is still in use in Ekiti, can come into play. But since all the ingredients of the offense, of the alleged offense, which to me is not an offense, happened in Lagos, Ekiti has no business trying somebody for that kind of issue.
Well, Mr.
If
Kevin,
when
thank you
when
very much
the
for giving us your position on this matter. We appreciate you.
thank you so much.